Right, this is Nashville Fairgrounds. I only bought this track yesterday. Alright, this is Nashville Fairgrounds. I only bought this track yesterday. Had about half an hour of practice yesterday and a few mock quali runs today. So I can get around the track, but I don't know what the absolute optimum line is, or how to save tyres, or even which way the tyres are going to go, whether 2 tyres is okay, whether less fuel is okay, any of that stuff I've got no idea. We only have 6 people, so that's why I'm recording this and go up as a highlight reel if it's worth putting up. Just wanted to get the race out the way because of life happening. So, rest of the week. We needed my evening free. It's very warm in here. I've got the aircon going. I regret that later. Steering ratio, I usually turn mine up, but even 12 to 1 seems like a lot. I might end up turning my force feedback down if my wrist gets sore. We will see. We have Jim and Hamner in here. And don't recognise the names. No one below 1.5k, so hopefully everyone in here can at least get around the track without wrecking constantly. Both bottom and top split of the SOF last night had 9 cautions, so that would have taken quite some time. Be careful getting on pit road under caution. It's quite tight. It's very easy to hit one of the walls if you're not careful, so I haven't really practiced that much, but we'll only be pitting under caution, so there's no need for fuel. Definitely wouldn't want to pit under green, whatever, regardless of how long we go green. So, yeah. I believe we are back to single file inside for cautions. Don't know if it says it here anywhere. No, I don't think it does. So, yeah. You're still out on track. Oh, and the Muppet not pressing the blue button, but I wasn't the only one, so it's not like I caused any issues. Because I binned it on lap 2, so yeah, I just the speed running the bumps on the exit to the corners right at the bottom, but they're pretty bad, and with the bed spring suspension in these, it can ride them, but you can also easily get loose. And I'm finding the setup is quite easy to snap back to the right, so be really careful about that. Going to be running full front brake at least early on. No idea what we'll do over the long run. This is going to be a long race, 100 laps, and yeah, we will see. We will see. Let's quit up. Yeah, just leaving all that default, except I'll put the brakes all the way to the front on the start.
We've put in plenty of fuel to finish the race. Waiting on the final car's grid.
Jim didn't get a lap in. Not sure if that was deliberate or
Everyone's gridded.
issues.
There are 2 additional sets of tyres for this race. Be smooth and have a good run.
Fuel's no issue. I don't know how bad the tyre wear is here, but might be also awkward early on.
Line up on the inside.
Slow.
Closed. Pit road is closed.
People behind trying to go full send or whatever. Pit exit's very tight. Be careful, leave under caution. Not to cross that line. Careful of wheel spin. Should be okay. I've never had to shift these things. Good luck all. I get 35
1 lap to green.
35 iRacing for the win. Low SOF, low fuel, but also probably limits a bit what I get if I ended up dead last and reduces the chances of that happening. So, yeah, I just want to knock one out this week. If we do any of the racing, it'll probably be apparently production car challenges a meme combo. Monza combined. So I might do that if I feel up to do some more racing. Like dental hygienist tomorrow.
About to go
All of the
green,
live
stay
stuff
focused.
is busy happening, so
The pace car is in.
avoid the bumps when we start.
Green, green, green.
Where the car's behind overdrive in the corner. If I want to go use their stuff up too early, I will let them. Very easy to lock a left front on entry if you're braking straighter. And you can also get loose if you try and turn and brake too much. Both are possibilities, depending exactly where you're running and how much wheel you've got in it, etc. So, yeah, just be careful. As usual, exits where all the speed is as I overdrive the corner a bit. So, yeah. But well, that was not too bad. Exit 4, but turn 2 is quite bumpy. There, bump.
The car in P2. Just
Actually,
set
good
the
that low,
fastest
it's not
lap.
terrible.
20.63.
Maybe to be slightly higher, they're bad. I don't know. I seem to hit them a couple of times in practice. I just think they were really bad, but I've hit them in the race. I'm just like, there's not much of anything. But oh, so I missed the corner. Slate roll. There we go. It's a bit earlier than I thought it was.
The car in P4. Just set the fastest lap. 20.61.
I'm not even trying. Like I said, set under 20 seconds in. In practice and quali, I'm just not even trying right now to go fast. I'm just trying not to scrub my tyres at all, or get loose, or get myself into trouble in any way, shape or form. So if it turns out that the higher line is better for tyre saving, I might be in trouble, but we'll see. My usual adage in the 87s is like balance is more important than overall wear. I feel like I'm not trending bad either way, then I'm happy with what I'm doing. You know, such a plateau with the tyres, and you don't really run the risk of hitting the cliff, so it's fine. Saying you're going to avoid the bumps. Actually, it's not actually what I'm doing. It's a bit bad for saying one thing and then doing the opposite, but I did clarify that I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And fighting in the race is not actually an issue, so let's just not get too much of a lead. We've only got 2 other sets of tyres. If we do end up with people self-spinning, then strategies could come into play. We might want to take rights only if we get a very late caution, and I'll into the corner. A little bit loose on exit. I'm going much higher. This could be catching me, but like I said, I'm just going slow. There's a bit there. Drop behind the 4. As I'm watching that, I missed my line a bit. trailbreaking through the corner or using a little bit of throttle to get it to turn. So we can pull up the good old last lap, see what works best. All that. Pro tip. I can hear the car behind chipping out on the straight. I don't know if that's some net code awareness or it's running third maybe? I think that's the thing. It's a bit loose. A bit low. Full speed back down. Probably just not put as much wheel in it as I can because the wheel's so heavy and I'm turning it so far. It's weird for me to say this as sort of always runs a big ratio, but maybe is that a bit of smoke back there? Maybe 10 to 1's actually the way to go here. My arms are swollen up from doing a physical job, but my wrists are not so happy with this amount of full speed back. Change it without wrecking. Falls up to second now. I hadn't spotted that because I was too busy playing with my tools. Awfully close together, I can't from the last player's car. Yeah, overlapping, braking before I need to stop doing that if so. What it's worth, we're nearly 8 gallons to the good on fuel. It's just not a thing at all. Too small a tractor to be an issue. That would have just not put a lot of fuel in it if we get a caution because we should run a bit more rear brake. It's not that loose on entry, so if I wanted to go too far with that, I might not fit it all the way full. What's Jim doing? Back in 5th, but could just be riding and saving the tyres. on that. Let me lose that. So I'm just putting some more wheel in it. It turned and it responded to it, just then I had to be more careful. Already put a lot more wheel in it. That works. Well, to be on the apron though. Okay, I proved I can go faster. Now it's time to not go faster. Jim's up to 4th. Too high. Oh, a third of the way through this. The apex on the exit. Well, it's good pace. I mean, I'm working pretty hard here to keep the gap, even just keeping it level. Jim's up to 3rd. He's caught with me a lot. Only 1.4 seconds now. 1.3. wish I had my fan on, but there's no way on a short track like this to reach over and do that. Anyway, so a little tiny battery powered one.
That car is a lap down.
Brakes back just a tiny bit. Thank you. Wave all the leaders, that's very nice of them.
Yeah, thank you.
It was a very classy move. Want to be sometimes sarcastic and be like, well, they should have just like let me go and then held the two behind. But
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the extra room.
when someone's respectful like that. So less often than it should. We saw it. Charlotte, when someone laps down, was trying to go 3 wide on the leaders in like the last 10 laps of the race because they wanted to experience what it was like to race. AI is for.
Okay, we're halfway to the finish.
Finally. Great, I'll do that. See if entering higher was the call. I don't think it is. Must be a 10th. So, cars behind. Or more than that really. But, no. Okay, they've got a
Slow
lot of
car
exits,
down
so.
low.
Car heading to the pits, I believe. Yep. That's really nice.
Slow car down low. That car is a lap down.
The pits. Hopefully we won't get in the way with fresh tyres. Should be faster at least for a few laps. Jim's up to second. That must have happened to the 4. That's not good news for me. How is he so fast suddenly? What is he doing different to me? Oops.
The car in P6 just set the fastest lap. 20.588. No damage. Car looks clean.
To replicate what I'm seeing in my mirror, and just going slower and slower. So take a lot out of the tyres doing this. It's like he's got a different setup on me or something. I just like, oh, he's doing this, I'll do the same, and then it just doesn't freaking work. Hacks. That's the explanation, is hacks. His ones are spinning, so we can go and get fresh tyres. He's probably biding his time here. Oh, horrible. Oh, lost the rears on entry a little bit. Not to overdo that. It's a way to face plant the wall. That'll lose a lot more than I'll lose for just getting second.
That car is a lap down.
Oh, lost it. I was quicker, but I used a lot of my tyre up to do it. Back to you go.
20 more laps. Outside. Outside is clear.
I think this might be a boring one. Not worth putting up. It certainly isn't. We only need 2 cars to have a good race. Defensive line. Bombed. Here he goes. It's not that. Nearly compromises like a whole corner. Blocking that.
Inside.
Oh, he threw the dummy. Thought he was going to go high.
Still there, hold your line. Clear inside.
I thought he was going to go higher, then he just like did something different.
I don't know how you complete a pass.
Got 10 laps to go. Outside. Outside is clear.
Oh, lost the rears, lost the rears. Still got it cut down.
That car is a lap down.
Click forward. Way to go.
5 laps to go. We're in a great spot for some hardware.
I'm not going to try to use the pick, AJ.
Outside. Clear outside if you want it.
That would have been fair play.
Thanks, Tom.
It would have been fair play if you had.
No, I can't. Like, I cannot figure out how to set up a pass here.
Two more, let's go.
Oh,
What lap are your leaders on?
99.
White flag, nice and smooth.
White flag at the line.
Oh,
Good race, AJ.
Jesus, Jim, you were so
You won.
fast. Like,
Yeah.
I was watching what you were doing in the mirror for a while and trying to replicate it, and then every time I tried to do what you were doing, I was just going slower. You were so much faster than me. It was just, yeah, so hard to pass.
Yeah, I got to go look at the replay. Like, you made one mistake. That was it. You slipped up the track, but then you had such a good drive off
Okay,
that
the
top
race is
side.
over. Bring it on
Wasn't
in.
anything I could do. It was a good race you two. You guys put on the clinic.
Oh, I'm dripping with sweat. That was the most intense two-car race I've ever had. Yeah. Jim deserved that, to be honest. Like, it was the faster car. It's just short track. fast. And there's not going to be really much to go look at. So, oh. Yep. That's it. That's the only thing to say. 77, 73. Maybe just wasn't. Maybe just their to that 12-to-1 ratio just wasn't cranking it hard enough. Phrasing. But yeah, that was a lot. Was so tense, and like Jim deserved it, and like if he'd elected to just like door me in the right ways, because he was on the outside really. If he'd come up on the inside of me and just knock me in a way that didn't wouldn't wreck me, that would have been fair play, I think. Just a little bit of a nudge. It's difficult to get like rear end contact though, because
Todd, were you letting off the brakes?
As I'm turning in, really.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, just I hadn't tested that much here, but I hadn't gotten a lot of front right wear. But also, I'm getting off the brakes as early as I can. Like, I'm letting up really early down the straight, but getting off of them as early as I can to kind of help it turn. I don't know, like that just. And I got my brake bias, I think one click higher than the default, but yeah, that's a lot of front right wear.
Thank you for taking the time to try to help me out.
But if other people didn't help me, I'd be lost. Like it's just, this thing is almost like the tires are made out of chocolate, and you got to treat them like that.
Yeah, I think one of the big things I messed up on early was I was running higher than I should have been. I noticed you and him were able to hit the bottom pretty good, and I was scared to go down there because of the bumps.
Yeah, that was the one thing, like, I think I messaged AJ before, like, if he was riding up a little bit higher to avoid the bumps. But I can't make really a fast way to get around here. If I'm on the bumps, like, I'm not in the throttle, it's just barely on. Like, I'm very lightly and not full throttle until I'm completely straightened out.
Yeah, I feel like I could run consistent laps, but I'm just a little scared to get that low on the track because I know those bumps really are scary.
Yeah, my knuckles hurt right now. AJ's lap 89, and like, there's one mistake you made the whole race, and then you just still had that, you had that speed off the top. Good race, man.
Yeah, that was an education.
83.80.
Yeah, I was 77, 73. I think the difference was I was trying to trail brake a lot through the corner, and you were saying you were just trying to let it roll. I guess that was the way to go. And once I'd been doing that wrong for 50 laps, was just couldn't bring the tires back then, and you were just got to be faster.
Well, I couldn't trail brake it without having the back end come around. So I'm just letting off early, probably a little bit harder than I normally would on the brakes, but then easing off. And I couldn't get if I was on the brakes at the brake box I had, I could not get the car to turn. So I think it helped in two ways.
Yeah, I was running full front brake, so I could brake and turn, but I guess can isn't should.
Yeah, hey, for a green flag, like, we had a green flag race. If you look at the results from last night, they weren't close to it. Anyway, good race, man. See you later.
Yeah, good race. Hope to see you again soon. Bye. Yeah, so that was a lot. and I kind of didn't deserve the win on pace. Just a good quali lap and being up front, what got it for me. Jim, I was just mirror driving everything I could do that wasn't too cheeky. I was doing, and yeah. Well, that was a lot, and I need to go for a shower now. But that was good. Jim made it a fantastic race. Oof. I would not have been upset at all if he'd got past me and if he'd just knocked me a bit, because he deserved that, really. Anyway, that's it. Bye.